something beautiful is on its way to you. This is the experience of a lifetime, my dear friend. You want to give yourself this at all costs to your ego, your pride, and your fears. Love, it's everywhere. It's beautiful. It lives within. It doesn't need to be created. It is already there for you. We've hiked down 3 canyons, and here we are. Let's shoot it, baby. I feel the funky chicken, the funky Messiah. Yes! Search for yourself on your own. Go within yourself. Find it within your breath, within your very spirit.
Mrs. Nixon is done.
Now I want to do a little magic trick. A spiritual path brings us to a place in our life where we discover the diamond and we learn how to pull it out of the mud. It's all very interesting. When a person begins an authentic path, a path towards themselves and their own spirituality, one of the things they look for is a religion or a philosophy to cling to. Maybe they'll go into Christianity, mystic Christianity, or Buddhism. That's a popular one now. But they never really understand that these are simply philosophies. Until one has a direct experience of who and what they really are in this life, through meditation, through personal insight, all you're left with is philosophy. Habit, tradition, ceremony, many of these things inhibit us in our spiritual awakening. We never really get past the transcendence of our own heart when we do that, because we're so busy clinging on to some psychology, some religious belief, some philosophical idea, some religion, that we really can't let go. Life, if it is really going to be an art to you, is the art of let go. Letting go of the things that we believe in. So you come, let's say, midlife, and you say, something's wrong in my life. I'm not feeling the things I want to feel. I feel a subtle pull, but I don't know what that pull's about. I don't know where it's taking me. I don't know what it's about. You start reading a few books on maybe Buddha or Jesus or the Tao Te Ching, or you start reading some quote-unquote New Age books, and you start to feel, well, there's something maybe there. I can adopt this philosophy and adopt that one. It's not what it's really about. Change is what it's really about. Changing to what? Entering the mystery of yourself. Taking yourself into the mystery of the unknown inside of you, where there is no religion and no philosophy. Hey, life and God are not religious or philosophical. They are existential. You must experience them before you can even know them. And to put life in the category of a religion or a philosophy does not serve life at all well, nor does it have anything to do with life. I like what Jesus said in both the Gnostic Gospels and in the regular Gospels, when he said, no man wants change. No man desires new wine after tasting the old wine. How many of you honestly want to get past your own traditional thoughts and beliefs about what is right and wrong, what is good and bad, what God is? By this age, no matter who you are watching me, you have already fixated your idea on what God is. God is love. God is good. God is omniscient. Maybe God gets angry. Maybe God gets sad. I don't know what your ideas about God are. But how many of you would be willing, honestly, to break with your old traditional ideas for a spiritual practice that might lead you to nothing in particular? No thing. This means where you go inside yourself and there is no religion, no philosophy, where you actually feel the essence of your own life. You feel the rawness, the beauty of your own life in there. You're not looking at scriptures or philosophical ideas to try to make your life perfect or make your life right or do what's right over what is wrong. You are actually experiencing your life for what it is. Look at this. If you are quiet on the inside, you can feel this. There is a vibration, an essence to this. And it all lives inside of you. No matter where you live right now, it lives inside of you. But would you be willing to give up your traditional ideas, your ideas of what is real and unreal, your ideas of reality itself for the sake of the true experience? I've had many a student come to me and say, yes, I want that. And the moment they get close to having that real, authentic experience of their heart, their soul, of life, they back off. They're afraid because their psychology cannot contain the beauty of what it is that they are feeling inside, the true experience. No mind can hold on to that. We would rather cling to our religious philosophy, ideas, and opinions before we would like to have the true experience of it. A spiritual practice brings you right to the edge of yourself and then says, take the leap. Go into yourself. Find out for yourself who you are. Transcend. Go through the fires that bring you to some sense of purity and take you out the other end to who and what you really are in this life. Probably the most difficult aspect of going through the fires of ourself, of really seeing what it is that keeps us from the way inside, is us being so deeply loyal to philosophical ideas, religious values. That's really the difficulty. Jesus was very, very outspoken about this. He talked about the Pharisees and the Sadducees and how they wanted to clean the outside of the cup, but the inside was filled with such wickedness. He even went so far as to call the Pharisees open graves that men walked over and fell in. Now, it doesn't sound too serious to you, but in those days it was. What was he really saying? That change is necessary. There are 3 things that you can do to facilitate inner change in your life, but it's about being humble. Coming to the point of humility is a very, very interesting thing. The first thing I have to be realized in is that I am humiliated that by the way I have chosen to live my life, according to right and wrong, good and bad, the moral values of religion and society, it has kept me from authentic love. Sometimes that's very humiliating to the ego. I am always wrong when I'm trying to evaluate things from right and wrong. And it has nothing to do with me entering into this life. It has nothing to do with me going into love. It has to do with me just bringing social values, religious values into this culture and into this society and sustaining them for the sake of just trying to, quote, be a good person. When a person enters into the real essence of a spiritual practice, they're humiliated by seeing that everything they have thought of as being right and wrong, good and bad, is not bringing them to love. It's deeply humiliating. But you can't take it personally. You have to be very broad on the inside, very open. You have to have a sense of playfulness. A spiritual practice is about being playful. So playful that you don't take it seriously that you were, so to speak, led astray by your own value system. After the humiliation comes something called being humbled. I am humbled by my own ignorance at times. You know, it just astounds me how foolish I can be. I try to watch my practice and watch myself as I move along in this thing called my life. But every so often, you know how your mind will catch you, pull you down some road that you didn't plan on going, and you go, wait a minute, this isn't where I wanted to be. To be humble enough, low enough on the inside, to really realize and see this is not the path of love. This self-righteousness, this self-justification, this vengeance, this pride, has nothing at all to do with my spiritual practice. Once I begin to understand that on the inside of myself, I start to even out and come back to something called humility. The sweetest kiss you will ever know is the kiss of your soul upon the lips of your own humility. The more humble you are on the inside, the more humility you can feel, the deeper in your heart you will know love, you will know life. It means you have to give yourself plenty of chances to make mistakes and not resent yourself, not give up on yourself, not look at yourself and say, this is too hard for me. It means stretching yourself with your sense of humor. One of the most important aspects of spiritual awakening is to have the ability to laugh at your own folly, your own mistakes, without taking them seriously, without looking at yourself, condemning yourself for what you've done. There is no reason to condemn you. There is only one thing to do. Watch you, understand you, stay with yourself, never let go. Never let go of the need to reach your soul. Do it at all costs to the things you're afraid of, the things you fear, even the things you believe in. Letting go of everything is the art of life. Letting go of the handlebars that keep us thinking that we're on the right path. This is a pathless path and a gateless gate. There are no handlebars to cling to know if we're doing the right thing. When you start feeling a little scared, a little alienated, maybe even a little discombobulated inside of yourself, when you don't know up from down, in from out, you're probably in the space of life. And you're beginning to feel things that you didn't know before. And that's a wonderful time to realize your humility. We're going to do a little meditation with my students to help this process. If you can stay playful with this, it'll help you a great deal. Come join us, won't you?
My husband turned on the program and he said, "Hon, come here, look at this." And we were both like dumbfounded. It's like we've never heard anybody tell the truth about anything before. And here was this guy that was telling the truth about things that you can kind of feel, but no one ever says or talks about. And there he was on TV saying this stuff. So we were just like, we have to go and see him. And then, we went, and then that was it. It was like, wow. Once you've experienced that complete and total love of your heart, there's just no turning back. And every chance you get, you want to experience that again. Greg feels like this is his path, and we all fit together in that. We're like a part of his experience too.
I have a very special meditation for you for this particular one on philosophy. Philosophical ideas mean absolutely nothing, but direct penetration into seeing what is real and what is not real is very valuable. You can do this through a meditation, but it means you're going to have to relax your thoughts and focus your breath into your third eye. I'm going to use Mariposa for this. Her third eye is right here in the middle of the forehead. You can't see it with the camera. You have to feel it from the inside. So what we're going to do is we're going to prime the pump from her root chakra all the way up to her third eye. She is going to do what we call pulsing, which is taking, once again, that sphincter muscle and squeezing it back and forth at the base of her spine, back and forth. And as she starts to bring up her energy, I'm going to ask her to bring it up, 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 hold it behind her third eye, and release the energy. She will get a brief moment of insight as she does this. These insights will come very quickly. They're hard to detect with the mind. You will have to relax and use your intuition to see it for really what it is. So here's how it works. Take a deep breath, just a few deep breaths to relax, just relax. And what I want you to do now is just to take your sphincter and go back and forth and breathe naturally. And she's just going to do squeezing back and forth, back and forth. Very natural. She's priming her pump, as it were, right now. Now I want you to bring it up to your Hari. She will bring the energy up to her Hari and hold and release. Again, back to the Hari, hold, release. Now up to the solar plexus, please, hold and release. Again, the solar plexus, hold, release. Up to the heart chakra, please, hold and release. Again, heart chakra, hold, release. Again, heart chakra up, hold, and release. Now she's going to go to the throat chakra, right here, hold, and release. And again, up to the throat chakra, hold, and release. Again, up to the throat chakra, hold, and release. Now, up to the third eye, hold, now release. Again, up to the third eye, hold, now release. Again, root chakra all the way up to the third eye, hold, and release. Again, root all the way up, hold behind it, and release. Again, root chakra all the way up, hold behind the third eye, and release. Now this time when you come up, I want you just to relax all the way up into the third eye, hold, release, and stay there. Now, the way she stays there is just to relax into it. Now she can see just little glimpses, intuitions of what she needs to know, maybe about a given situation in her life. She can sit there in total poise and relaxation, just watching her breath now, relaxed, and seeing life from a very different point of view. The third eye, anciently known of as the eye of wisdom, gives her insights that have always been there. She's just using her meditative place inside of herself to see it. Not her intellect, not her knowledge, not her mind, but actually her wisdom. This is meditating. Now you can do this at home. It's very simple. Just keep bringing the energy up, pulsing it up, squeezing, like you're taking a muscle and just squeezing it and bringing up the energy by pulsing it. When you get up to the third eye, hold and release. Do this meditation. Well, do it every day this week. Do it once for about 15, 20 minutes. Just keep doing what I gave to you on the show. Pretty soon, you'll start to see things, not from your imagination, but you'll be able to see things from another point of view, maybe third point of view, maybe your wisdom, your heart, your soul, but it will give you another way to look at your own life. We're going to take a break right now, and we're going to come right back, so don't go away. You know, philosophy and religion really don't mean anything. They're just substitutes for not really living our life in the total essence of our own spirit. That's why there is philosophy and religion. I remember an old story, and I've loved this story for years. It is about a cold, cold winter night, and there was a monk who was staying in the temple of 1,000 wooden Buddhas. Thousands of these wooden Buddhas all over. And he was freezing that night, so he started a fire with one of the Buddhas. And as the night wore on, he went down to only one Buddha being left. Well, the sensei walked in the morning and said, "What have you done?" And he looked at the sensei and he said, "I'm alive. I've stayed warm." And the sensei in that moment had to understand something. Was it going to be 1,000 of these wooden Buddhas sitting there, which only represented their philosophy, or was it their lives, so to speak? They kept the young monk warm enough to live. By sacrificing themselves in the fire, they kept the young Buddha alive. That is the spirit of being in the Buddha nature. You can have Buddhas all over your house. I see people having these little religious icons in their gardens and all over the place. And am I to assume when I walk in your home and I see your little Buddha that you're a meditator? Or do you just have it there as a symbol, an icon? Well, we found a few little Buddhas here. It's time to take the Buddha. You remember what he said? If you see me on the road, kill me. Maybe it's time to let go of our philosophies a little bit, throw them in the fire. We don't need a Buddhist point of view any more than we need a Christian point of view. What we need to do is let go of our icons, throw them in the fire, and begin to see things, yuck, for what they really are. If you're not living what you profess, then what good is it? It's just a trinket around your neck. It's just a trinket of what you believe in. It's nothing real. The whole art of life is to live everything that is love. Not to make any kind of philosophical idea about it, but to actually live in love itself, beyond the philosophy of it. Love cannot be made a philosophy. You have to live it without any idea or thought. You enter into the mystery of love and let love have its way with you. So, dear friend, if there's anything that you learned in this particular edition of Aspire, I hope it is this. Give up your philosophies. Give up your ideas. Go towards your heart. Sit behind your heart again and watch. Learn to live from behind your heart. Your whole perspective in your life is going to open up if you do that. And you're going to see that the value of your thinking is nothing compared to the reality of your heart, which is just trying to bring you back to life. Please forgive me again for this one, huh? Namaste. I don't get paid for this, so I don't know what I'm doing. Well, here we are down on a beach that is so remote that if any of us die here, nobody will find us for like 1,000 years. Look out! That's it. You're out of there.
Oh, no.